Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advanced, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So, we got one of those shows. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Now, as you guys know, usually in the NBA, we have certain players that dominate particular eras. Going back to Magic and Bird, of course, you have the Chicago Bulls run where they dominated. Then you had the early part of the early 2000s with the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. And then, of course, you had Kobe that picked it up towards the end of the 2000s, where they ended up naming him the player of the decade. Funny enough, that was Bleacher Report that named Kobe Bryant the player of the decade. Pretty interesting how a player of an entire decade doesn't make their top 10. I digress. But then after that, LeBron was there, and then out of nowhere came this guy called Stephen Curry, right? Stephen Curry just came out of nowhere and really took the league by storm. But more importantly, I think he took LeBron and his fan base by storm, because Stephen Curry just came along. He didn't have all of the fanfare and hype that LeBron had coming into the NBA. He just came in here, and he didn't really start off so hot in his NBA career, because he was dealing with ankle issues early on in his career. And as a matter of fact, I remember seeing Stephen Curry one year in Madrid. Believe it or not, I was in Madrid with my family and my pops and all of them. And I just saw one guy walking by. I saw Stephen Curry, and he was walking by, and I saw his dad, Del Curry, and he was like on a call, and they were just walking through like a crowd, right? And I remember seeing him there, and he was just kind of going on his way there out there in Madrid. But really, ever since 2015 is when Steph just kind of took over the NBA, right? He was drafted in 2009 as a 7th overall pick, but it was really in like 2015 where things just popped off. And of course, that year he won his first championship. That year he won a unanimous MVP, the only one ever. He won 2 regular season MVPs back to back. He was an all-star the year prior. Then he was the all-star game MVP later on in his career. And then, of course, he made the all-NBA first team 2 years in a row. And, of course, he was part of the 50-40-90 club. And he just really took the NBA by storm. And him and the Golden State Warriors, of course, you had the Splash Brothers and all of that. And he was able to garner so much fans. And in the midst of all of this, LeBron James is there. Right. And now when you look at things, Stephen Curry is sitting on 4 championships, the same way LeBron is sitting on championships. And some people have been questioning, well, whose era has it been? Because some people like to say, oh, LeBron is a GOAT. He's like, well, how can you be the GOAT when you have another guy in your era that won as much as you? Right? How can you be the GOAT? So anyway, I came across an article this morning from Fadeaway World, and it says, Kevin Garnett claims Stephen Curry is the greatest player of this era. And I'm like, oh Lord, this is going to be fireworks. Before we even get into what this report had to say in the sound from Kevin Garnett, we have a major announcement from our sponsor, Prize Picks. Everyone's favorite Prize Picks holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Pickmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Pickmas starts December 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, cool. So actually, you know what? Let's play what Kevin Garnett had to say to Paul Pierce. I want you guys to listen to that, and then we're going to read this article. Take a listen to KG here.
I think all the young stars of our league are starting to come into their own. I said this countless times. I think that we are in the Curry era. You know, he is the GOAT of this era. When we talk about the long ball and the 3 ball, you got to talk about the messiah of that long ball. You understand? And that's how I look at it. So in this era right here, I'm watching all the Ammon twins. Those twins, Amen and what's their name?
Asar. The Thompson twins.
We didn't see them come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We got stars that are just blossoming out of this league. That man, look at Cade coming here. Kate Cunningham, them are the number one team in the East. We wouldn't have, but when you watch their trajectory and you watch that Knicks series, you see what you're seeing, right? So, yeah, man, I'm so excited about what the future is. The rookies that's coming, that came into the league this year, Panickle, Flag, McQueen, and all these guys. Then we got another rookie class coming in 26P.
That's gonna be crazy.
We're gonna look at Tatum. We're gonna look at Brown. We're gonna look at all these, certified superstars, and we got all these young, hungry wolves. Just man, bro, the league is finna be in a really good place, bro. I mean,
for sure.
And it's time. I think it's time. You know what? The first time in a long time, I think it's time for expansion. I think our league is time for expanding. I think so. I think we're going to have an abundance of so much talent that we're going to need a couple more franchises to open. And it needs to be one abroad. We need to talk more abroad with more. Did you know that 30% of our league is international?
Word.
Like, we're going to have to start paying attention to that and drawing that in, man. We're losing that. We got a third of the players being in the league. They finna do an all-world team. Not an all-star team, but an all-world team. So that means some of those world players are going to be all-stars. Bro, we're just going into a new wave of business, and I love it. I think it's needed. I think with the TV contract being where it's at, I think all it just presents for new narratives and great content. So, yeah, I look forward to the stories in 226, man. It's been a dope year, no doubt. Real 25, thank you. I'm certified. You know what it is.
Excellent. So you heard what he had to say. Now, before I get into my comments, I just want to read a little bit. It says, there's no debating Curry's resume. 4 championships, 2 MVPs, including the first unanimous MVP in league history and an NBA Finals MVP in 2022. Along with that, 11 All-Star selections, 11 All-NBA selections, 2 scoring titles, and the title of the greatest shooter that God has ever created. More importantly, Curry changed how basketball is played at every level. Spacing became mandatory. Pull-up threes became normal. Big men were forced to stretch the floor. Kids stopped dreaming about post moves and started practicing shots from the logo. Entire defensive strategies and schemes were built to track where Curry was standing, especially when he does not have the ball. That is why Garnett is calling Curry the GOAT of his era. He's not just talking about accolades, he's talking about influence. And yet, there's one name that Kevin Garnett boldly overlooked: LeBron James. If Curry revolutionized the era, LeBron defined it through dominance. LeBron entered the league in 2003 and is still going strong in 2025. 4 titles, 4 MVPs, 4 finals MVPs, a record 21 All-Star selections, 21 All-Star, 21 All-NBA selections, 21 All-Star selections, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He has the focal point of the league for over 2 decades and remains his face. While Curry reshaped the game, LeBron ruled it across generations. He has outlasted entire draft class and have come after him and has lived through different eras. In this GOAT, is this the GOAT of an era, the player who dominates the longest, or the one who changes the sport so completely that everything after him looked different? Garnett clearly lands on the second definition. To him, Curry is a symbol of modern basketball. The long ball is not a weapon anymore. It's a foundation, and Curry is the reason. But even Garnett's take does not erase the reality. This era belongs to both men in different ways. Curry revolutionized how the game is played, while LeBron dominated how the game is won. Okay, I want to quickly react to this article. This article is doing a lot of covering up for LeBron here. When we say dominate, by definition, what we're talking about is winning. Right? The Chicago Bulls dominated the 90s not because of Michael Jordan's play style, not because Michael Jordan led the league in scoring 10. No, they dominated because they won, and in the fashion in which they won. The Bulls have 2 three-peats in the same decade. That's domination. So when we're talking about dominating, apart from stats, we're talking about winning. If you just have a bunch of stats, but you're not winning, and it's just personal accolades, you're not dominating the NBA. The guy that's hoisting the trophy at the end of the year, those are the people that are dominating the league, right? So it's not just MVP awards and all of that. Obviously, You also have to look at who has the better team and all of that. But ideally, that's what we're talking about. Now, in terms of the Curry and LeBron thing, it's going to be hard to say you dominated an era when another guy won as many championships as you. I can't say Kobe dominated the 2000s. He didn't dominate it. He was the best player in the 2000s, but he didn't dominate it. Why? Because there was another guy that was also winning championships. Tim Duncan has 5 championship rings. 5 of them. Shaq has 4, right? So when it was LeBron's time, he has 4 and Curry has 4. In terms of influence, he's right there. In terms of popularity, he's right there. And Curry right now is more popular than LeBron James when it comes to jerseys. He's more popular than him. When it comes to views online, he's more popular than him. So it's hard to say that LeBron dominated the era, but what Kevin Garnett is saying, I don't think it's controversial. It's only controversial because the media twerks it up so much for LeBron James. But the fact of the matter is, Curry is a needle. He moves the needle as well when it comes to ratings and all of that. And I think Stephen Curry needs to have his respect. But you're going to be hard-pressed to talk about you dominated when you only won 4 championships and somebody else did it too. That's not domination. Michael Jordan, if anything, dominated. Because during the height of his powers, no one won as much as him. Magic Johnson didn't win as much as Michael Jordan. Larry Bird didn't win as much as Michael Jordan. He won more than all of them. So it's clear to see the guy that stands on the hill is him, for example, if we're looking at his time in the 80s and 90s. You can't say the same about LeBron. You can't. You can't. You just can't. It's more of a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird kind of thing. It's not a Michael Jordan kind of thing. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.